We've traversed the tombs of Naxxramas. We've climbed every cliff on Black Rock. Now the world cries out for heroes. As a new evil rises, there will be danger. There will be doom. There will be ancient temples filled with relics, treasures, and traps. Who will answer the call? Explorers lead, and we are in need of explorers. Adventure we seek, cross land and sea. Won't you come and join us? Oh, yes!
Welcome back, everyone, to the SLI League Star Series. I'm Noxious, and with me is Nimsh.
Cheers.
For Minsk, that being said, we're onwards to the fifth match of the day. We have a total of 6. It's going to be Dog's last chance at getting a win. He's already down 0-2. He's going to be facing off against Cipher, which is also doing pretty well so far. He got his last win 3-0.
Are you saying Dog is beaten up like a dog?
I would say so, yeah. He's down. He's out in the doghouse.
But he can still make it.
Yeah.
If he wins, he will have 1-2.
Right.
And then Xiaobu
has to lose the following series, and in a very convincing way. I mean, the first loss from Xiaobu was also a 0-3 against Cipher, which is a really big deal because that means that technically if Dog loses, I mean, he lost the previous series with only one loss instead of having one win instead of 0 wins, which means there's a chance that he beats it at the tiebreaker. It's like a slight chance, but it really means a lot.
You still have to take it.
Absolutely.
And just to remind you guys, this is Group A today, and we have those players playing. So the first one advances with an advantage.
I think the head-to-head, though, is not going to go to Dog, so it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, that's right. And the last one is eliminated. Tomorrow we'll have Group B, and then on Sunday we'll have the Final 4, was it?
It's the Final 4, yeah. It's going to be the top 4, so you have...
It's actually Final 6.
Well, no, you have 2 people in each group, from what I recall, right? Because you've got the semifinals, you've got the quarterfinals, so people are going to be seeded...
But then the last person is eliminated.
Yeah, systematically.
Oh, you're right, okay.
Yeah, there's like nothing they can do about
Confused.
it. Yeah, it's fine. You'll make it.
Yep.
Took me a while to get used to it. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, do we have the interviews for the players?
Yes, we do have interviews for the players, and before we go to them, we just want to remind everybody that this is a $50,000 prize pool tournament. The first place taking
big money.
Yeah,
I mean, it's more money than you tend to see in the average tournament for Hearthstone. So it is a big event. The production quality is actually pretty high. People are actually moving in to the tavern to just drink on the spot. You know, just very Eastern European things. You know.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Drink and watch video games.
All right. So are the players ready?
Sorry.
Are the players ready? I think the
players are ready, but we're going to watch the interview from Dog before we go for that. So watch his thoughts, again, listen to them, and enjoy the guy for what he is.
So I did look at the groups. It's kind of hard to speak to the strength of groups just because players that aren't as I guess developed in the tournament scene aren't that much worse at all than people who are super developed. So plus you don't really know what they're going to bring a lot, and I have no idea what the Chinese players are going to bring, so I can't really prepare against them very well. So it makes it kind of hard, and I really can't tell which group is harder. I want to say my group's harder because I'm in it, so if I lose I have an excuse. But yeah, it's too hard to tell for me. If I could choose a group to be in, I would probably pick the other group. Probably, but not a lot. Well, the previous time I didn't have very good results. I got through the qualifiers really easily, made it to the main event, and then lost in groups. But this time around, and I practiced a decent amount for that one. This time around, I practiced none because I was on vacation the past week and a half, and I didn't really have good enough internet to practice. It kept cutting out and stuff, so I kind of just didn't practice very much. I'm hoping that doesn't reflect on how I do, but we'll see. Hopefully I just draw well.
Welcome back, everyone. So Dog's pretty cool. He seemed not too stressed about the third match. When I saw him before the game, he was actually just he was trying to figure out what he's going to ban from the opponents, because he knows Cipher is not playing Murloc Pally.
Yeah. And, well, that's one thing. Like, he knows there is no Murloc poly, but on the other hand, you know, when you go into the last match, you can't be that much stressed. You have to clear your mind. Obviously, the pressure is there, but the pro player will go over it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what makes a good player, is when you're able to just put the stress aside and focus on the game. I think Dog overall has always been very level-headed when it comes to stuff like this, so I'm not too worried for him. However, his lineup is very, like, he's been struggling a lot. It's not that it's a bad lineup, it's just that what he expected to come out of the, I guess, the meta game is not at all what people brought.
Yeah, absolutely. But then on the other hand, we have Cipher, who is a very strong opponent. He had a lot of great finishes in tournaments.
Yep.
He's still waiting for a major tournament win. He won one at Maldives, I think.
The Maldives one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's possible. There was a really big event over there.
Or maybe one in Spain. But he has one gold medal under his belt, but he is still searching for a big one. And this might be it. So definitely he has to win versus Dog. We actually sat down with Cipher and talked to him a bit.
I think I always want to play more offline tournaments. Like with the new BlizzCon format, people are playing a lot more online tournaments to try and get WCS points to qualify for the season finals. So whenever I can, I'm playing online tournaments almost daily, along with my usual training. It definitely is a problem with Hearthstone. I think a lot of the top players have experienced that. I had one 2-week period where I played like 5 events in 2 weeks, and by the end I just was like, yeah, my results definitely started to you know, decline at the end. So yeah, it is a thing. It's kind of been quiet over December these past few months because of Christmas and all that, but yeah, it definitely can be an issue.
Welcome back. So we're going to be onwards to the game. We're going to have Dog again versus Cipher, in case you missed it. Dog is looking for that win. It's very important for him. Well, this cable is kind of bothering me. So Cipher is already well off. I think he's going to be almost guaranteed not to get eliminated no matter what, because there's no way Dog can surpass him in the group as it stands.
Yeah, like even if he loses here, he will be at 1-2.
Exactly, 2-1. So it's not really that big of a worry for him. That being said, however, the last match will decide Dog's fate ultimately, but first, he does have to win this. If he loses, he's 0-3. There's no chance he makes it through.
What about the freeway tie? Because if Cipher loses, he'll be 1-2. And then Dog is at 1-2.
Yeah.
And Xiaobu will play versus Colento. If Colento wins, Xiaobu is at 1-2 as well.
What happened last time was we had like a tiebreaker, like a scene tiebreaker made where we took those 3 players, pitted them against each other. That took another forever. But what happened, what they do instead is they're going to check the head-to-head, first thing first, then check the wins count, right?
Because this is what you do with the round-robin system.
So you want to make sure that whoever won the most games gets rewarded for it, instead of being forced to replay another series that might also be taxing late. You know, it's late in the day. You've already gone through an entire day of gaming.
All right, bans.
You don't want to do that.
Warlock banned, Warrior banned. So for Dog, Warrior is banned, no more patrons, and for Cipher, we will not see the Leroy Reno Jackson deck.
Yeah, which is something that Dog can't win against, because Dog's lineup is very control heavy, which means if you can combo him down, he will lose. The Priest, you know, the Priest might be okay against it, but you still have to curve perfectly to guarantee the win. A bit tricky.
All right, game 1 is ready, and Cipher gets his Freeze Mage versus Dog's, what is Warlock? So this is the Demon Handlock that we've seen before.
Yeah, we've seen the Demon Handlock from Dog a little bit earlier. It is not a Reno lock. It plays Zombie Chow. We saw Peddlers and Gang Boss, everything, but it was a handlock. I'm curious to see how the match is going to end. It used to be like a very one-sided matchup, where the mage used to be able to do what they wanted, but then changes happened, and sometimes when the Warlock is curving a little bit lower, with Peddlers and Gang Boss and everything, even if you're playing kind of a handlock style.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you can pressure Freeze Mage early, and the Freeze Mage has to do something with the pressure, and then you can play those big minions. If you, for example, from Void Collar get an early Mal'Ganis and there is nothing to do against it, you get Doomguard. There is one Doomguard.
A really big, yeah, there's a Doomguard in that deck we saw earlier. It doesn't take that much, right? It just takes a little bit too much for the mage to handle.
If you avoid the Blizzards, avoid the Flame Strike, mage might have trouble.
Yeah, this Mad Scientist is actually, it looks on paper like it's going to do a lot of work, but the Young Priestess from Dog is surprisingly fun here because it prevents the pings.
The rocket
MLG! This guy, like, first try, no problem.
Nice.
How many times do you have to try on average to get it off?
The rocket?
Yeah.
2 times.
Yes, the rocket, indeed.
He did actually fire it twice.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's less MLG then. Crowd didn't deserve... They didn't have to cheer there.
It was still okay.
I don't know.
3 times the charm?
He did it 2 times.
It was 2 times, so it was even better. All right, Nox, what about the hands?
Up?
So, looking at Dog's hand, he has the curve. He has the Imp Gang Boss. He thinks about tapping here, so he's searching for those big minions, I believe.
I mean, the double coil was a consideration, but the issue is you're really not going to be able to do very much with it. Whereas if you get to buff your Chow with the Young Priestess, you're going to force the mage into really awkward pings. In this spot, though, Cipher gets a pretty good kill on 2 minions with that ping. Kills the Priestess first, then the Chow. Almost goes back up to full health if he wants to, but he's looking for card draw. It's important that he draws.
Yeah, there is Arcane Intellect, though.
Yeah, it is important that he finds the most cards from his deck as fast as possible.
It's interesting that he has the Torison with so much burst and that Arcane Intellect, so it means that when he actually plays Torison, he will hit a full hand almost.
Yeah, but now the Zombie Chow is going to live through the pings. Cipher is going to need to pick up a Blizzard, which we saw 2 of in the starting hand. So he threw them back, but now he needs them.
He's still in a good spot, though.
Yep.
Oh man, just can he draw the cards now?
I think so.
8? Yeah, he can draw and not overdraw next turn. And then coin Torison. And the madness will start.
Yeah, Dog is going to be scrambling to get it out of the board. However, he's got pretty much everything he needs to do that. Just having the Emperor Torison of his own, the Dark Bomb double coil, everything's there for Dog. He wants to. Oh, hi.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if Cipher gets that Torison going on next turn, can he die? That's the big question.
Does he die too early? This Imp Gang boss, like basically Dog has played like Zoo without being Zoo.
Yeah,
it's
that's
been
true.
Pretty insane all game long at this point. And Cypher's like, I'm gonna BM, but it doesn't work.
Torison is great here. And there's no chance he dies next turn, even though there is, what, 10 damage?
Yeah, there's no immediate death. I mean, there's a possibility that the opponent has exactly Power Overwhelming, you know, Dark Bomb, like 2 POs and Dark Bomb, let's say, something ridiculous.
From the Peddler?
Yeah. You've seen what comes out of it, but if there's Zombie Chows, I mean, another Peddler that is still a potential lethal.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So I think the Torison is amazing here for Cipher, and it does enable a lot of great plays coming forward. But back to Dog, he has the Torison of his own. What's his game plan? He needs to kill Torison. Like, another turn of Torison is super dangerous.
Actually, it's guaranteed death. It's almost guaranteed death against a Freeze Mage. In this case, though, Cypher's the one who's going to have to respond to the Torison from his opponent, and he does not have a great answer. He's got one, but he wants to conserve that burst for the face, which, by the way,
oh man,
is looking like you know,
that's so much burst.
I might just opt to let that Torison do what it wants, but when I'm looking at a hand like this, it's pretty tempting to just wait for Alex and win on the back of it.
Well, you do have a Pyroblast as well, so if you Alex, after that you can deal a lot of damage anyway. I think Fireball makes sense.
Because you still have the burst as a follow-up.
You still have the burst, and you buy time. You deal with Torison, so you...
I mean, I'm being facetious. Like, there's no way you don't kill Torison, but it feels tempting to just wait and just wait for Alex and kill your opponent outright. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like Cipher has everything. There is the Jaraxxus on turn 8, so if he doesn't, if Cipher doesn't pick up more burst, there is a small chance that not killing Dog will result in Jaraxxus healing back to 15.
And I think that's that comes into play more when you start seeing the Pyroblast being used first, like Pyroblast being kind of the big thing, because then Cipher will need the other Fireball to seal the deal.
Well, at the moment, Pyroblast will be... he will be able to cast Pyroblast with the Frostbolt and Ice Lance.
8 Ice Lance in one turn, yeah. Looking pretty good for Cipher.
Yeah, absolutely. He even got some draws.
I mean, how do you not kill the Warlock with this? Like, Lotheb has to be coming out. Mal'Ganis has to... Like, it has to be Mal'Ganis or Lotheb to stop this.
Yeah, because right now, you just set up Ice Block, you draw some cards, you do whatever you want, then you just follow up with Alexstrasza. There's a huge chance your Ice Block is not even getting popped.
Yeah, and I think Dog, like, finding Reno or Bran with that, like, with the heal bot would also be amazing. But unfortunately,
this is the Demon Lock.
Yeah,
so
like, that's the thing. Like, there's no room for him to ever find heals in a deck like this. Like, the weakness of Handlock was exactly that.
Mal'Ganis is something.
It's like the only out, really.
If he gets Mal'Ganis, he'll be able to make himself immune, but it's only delaying the inevitable. We'll see. This game is far from over yet. It seems like Cipher has an immense advantage, but we've seen games where the table's turned.
Yeah, very quickly. The thing is, if Cipher does not manage to land the lethal in one turn, and like if Dog is able to push through the ice block on the following turn, then Alex on its own is not gonna win the game. So Dog picking up a heal here would be really huge.
Also, after losing that fireball, being Cipher, like how do you play? Like
that is why I said I would maybe consider keeping the fireball, but it's more of a like you can't really commit to that line of play, I think, because if Mal'Ganis comes out, you're really bad. Wow. What are we making in here?
Trying to get the board on fire.
I don't know. I guess so.
All right, so looking at Cipher's hand, Alexstrasza seems like a standard move. You do Alexstrasza, but then Alexstrasza just dies, and if there is some kind of heal, you kind of wasted it.
I mean, I like Alex on 9 just because your Pyro Burst comes on the following turn. So going Novice, Nova, plus Arcane Intellect in this spot is absolutely insane. Oh, goodness gracious, this Furnace sound.
All right, so I think it's much better because you will have 17 at least.
Yeah. I mean, I do think you have to Nova, however, just to guarantee that you don't get popped, and then you have the freedom to just use Alex into whatever it is you want.
Is there a chance, though, that you'll get popped? Because Frost Nova with Antonidas are also pretty cool.
I mean, I don't think you get popped. I mean, there's a chance you get popped this turn if you didn't Nova. But there wasn't really a chance. If you Nova, you're safe. And then you win with Alex, unless Lotheb comes out.
All right, so realistically, looking at those hands right now, Cipher won. Because there is nothing at the moment to
yeah,
stop
exactly.
it.
Like, because the thing is, it's going to take 2 turns for the lethal to hit.
Yeah.
It's going to have to start with Alexstrasza, and that gives Dog...
he needs Mal'Ganis. He needs to pop the block at the same time. So basically protect
Healbot
himself.
is a great pickup for him here.
It is amazing.
An amazing pickup. And he's going to wait for the Alex to hit, which is great, obviously. Then you go for the Healbot, you have the BGH, you're forcing the Mage to use an entire turn on, removing your board, and then the Void Caller dies, bringing out a Demon, which puts you ahead, because you can start using it for damage.
Now the question is, do you maybe go for Antonidas?
I mean, if you have all these Frost Bolts and Ice Lances, might as well. Yep. Aha!
All right, so he's turning the Ice Lances into Fireballs, getting even more burst. A smart move.
Dog knows what's up. And there's no way he likes it. However, now Jiraxis is preventing Dog from dying immediately, so is Healbot. So Dog could start making... he can play double Giant if he wants. Trade the Void Caller.
The thing is, like, with the Cypher's play, it was really smart because it protects him from the block being popped, I believe. Like, you want to kill Antonidas and you want to heal yourself. You know, there's at least 12 damage coming.
So Jiraxis would have to be used as a heal in a spot like this? Because, I mean, I feel like Dog starts with the heal bot. It's kind of like step 1. You go double Giant heal bot, and then you have Jiraxis on the back end after the first 2 fireballs come your way. It's kind of your backup.
You might want to have Jiraxis in your hands, don't you?
I mean, on the board?
I mean, if you go to heal... I think Healbot here is better.
Yeah, I think so too.
At 15, it's not hard to deal. If there is a second Frostball.
Absolutely not.
All right, so Healbot it is.
Giant Healbot.
That's gigantic turn.
Gigantic turn here for Dog. He can't play double Giant, though, because he didn't trade enough stuff into that minion. Not that he... I mean, he doesn't want to commit more to this board because he expects an AoE. Like, it's too dangerous to commit more, I guess, against Mage if you've seen 1 Nova and no AoE freezes yet.
Do you just Pyro Face?
Yeah, I'd probably do it. The thing is, yeah, it's still the same problem. You don't want him to heal with Jiraxis, but you have like 18. You might Alex for 2 damage. But then you can't kill him right away. Yeah, I think Pyro Face is the play.
It's actually not easy.
Blizzard Doomsayer's alright, honestly. It's like it's a really slow play, but you can play it and then get the other ice barrier from the scientist.
Like the thing is, if he uses Pyro Face and there is Jiraxus, he will not have 15 to win the game, and his ice block is getting popped as well.
No, he has to go like Blizzard Doomsayer Scientist, gets the ice barrier, then on the following turn resume what he was doing.
What about Blizzard Fireball?
Sure, why
not? That's good. I like
another,
that.
Like lethal setup with Fireball. And you're still getting the Pyro into Fireball lethal.
So in theory, you get 2 more turns instead of 1 more. And instead of looking for lethal, you just have enough.
I mean, does Dr. Boom ever win because of boom bots?
Not yet. And if Cipher has enough bursts, not ever.
This owl is surprisingly fun.
Can it actually pop the block? Not yet as well.
I mean, it could only pop the block if the Peddler picks up, not even then. I was gonna say, if the Peddler picks up like a PO that you use on whatever gets...
It's not enough, right?
Buffed, but it's not enough damage anyway.
A tough spot where
you... Giant Jiraxus feels like the only way to go forward, and it's not for lack of trying. Lotheb is now the only thing I think standing between him and death.
And he still hopes there is no Frostbolt, because Frostbolt just ends the game right here and right now.
Well, dog's all in. You gotta try. And there it is! Cipher with the guaranteed
so
kill.
Happy. He got it!
Don't need Alex Straza when I got Antonitis.
And it's so funny because we're looking at Alex Straza and Pyro.
Yeah, like
he was doing this.
Stop the casters. Just freeze them. That's it. Just Doomsayer the casters, Nova.
Even without the Frostbolt, he was still in a good position.
Very
provided
good.
Dog had a chance to come back.
Yeah.
But after that, this turn he would just Power Blast face. There was Jiraxus already, and then he had double Fireball, so there was a good chance to just win with those Fireballs anyway.
Even if Lotheb came out, you could still win with Fireball, so it had to be Lotheb plus, say, like an Earthring Farseer, something really specific. Mal'Ganis would have also stopped the lethal, but it's something, it's a small chance, and I wonder what Dog had on top. Like, I wish sometimes Spectator Mode could just show you what was coming next, like how much salt must be shoved.
At least for their tournaments, maybe just see the free next cards or whatever.
It'd be cool. Dog playing Dragon Priest against Cypher's Druid. So again, we talked about this. We saw this matchup.
But just to review quickly, this matchup is overall good for the Priest. It's not amazing for the Priest, but Priest has a slight advantage because it can play the minions, snowball. But if Druid gets the ramp elements and get the tempo earlier than Priest, he will be in a good position. But overall, Priest should have it.
Right. I think it stands to the like it comes from the fact that all the dragon cards are so highly statted. Like the dragon interaction cards for Priest have very high stats, and Druid tries to, I guess, abuse the fact that the Priest used to be just a control deck, except now Priest is able to get 2 4s for 2 mana and keep them healed up. It's pretty dangerous.
Was it Dog versus Colento playing the matchup? Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah,
and Dog won convincingly.
Yeah,
with Isera and.
Well, convincingly, yeah, absolutely. Convincingly, he was, dodging 3 outs, but he won convincingly. Pretty well.
At least in my dictionary.
He actually won, which is really cool. There's a few cards from Isera that wouldn't have won, but Colento also had a crazy game. Cipher has the wild growth, nothing much beyond that. He's thinking, do I just kill the zombie child before Valen's Chosen hits and I definitely lose? Or do I just wild growth? Because his turn 3 looks dry.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think killing Zombie Chow has some merit here. Valen's Chosen is one thing. A second thing is Northshire Cleric. So a possibility of just Zombie Chow attacking into one of the 1/1s and then getting a heal with the coin. Wild Growth is a bit risky, but it might be the best moment to cast it.
I mean, the thing with Wild Growth is you're enabling your turn 4 1 turn earlier. But your turn 5 doesn't make a difference unless you had a 3.
You're enabling a top deck, basically, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And well, that means that if he didn't play Wild Growth, he would want to play Shade now, which means Wild Growth would come on 5, which means 5 drops wouldn't be played. So ultimately, even though the Shade is not, exact, like using the Mana Crystal is still helping me curve out in the future.
Yeah, it's still good for him at the moment.
Big enough for Nova.
For now, yeah. Still, I think Dog is in a better spot overall. He's going to have a nice draw next turn. Like, this is something you really want.
Yeah, he's going to get a full heal on the Chow, which is important. Living Roots for Zombie Chow, I'll take that trade. Not even dead.
And it's so hard to come back for the Druid player, overall.
Yeah, with a card draw disadvantage as well. It's not as though he was ahead on cards or, you know, had a lot of late game options. He doesn't have anything. He's hoping the Priest misses on every single draw from now on.
But on the other hand, Noxious, I've seen many games where Priest has had an absolute advantage and then it lost.
Yeah, it does that.
At some point, because there is combo, there is Force of Nature Savageor. So if Cipher picks up minions, Harrison Jones is okay. It's like a big minion that he can play at this specific turn.
Yeah, I mean, if Death hits Harrison Jones, then Death might not hit Dr. Boom. Death might not hit Ancient of Lore. So you've got a few minions that benefit from Harrison Jones dying early. But again, it's not a Druid of the Claw. You would much rather find a Druid of the Claw in a spot like this.
It's still threatening for now.
Yeah. Dog has to answer it. He doesn't have Shadow or Death, which... pretty bad news, but he's able to trade into it if he wants. Yeah. Oh, well, never mind that. Who needs an answer?
But do you use it now, though?
I think you do. I think you do, yeah.
So if you go Valence on the 2/6, that's a great silence target. So you might actually want to do it on the Zombie Chow.
But then you get Keeper of the Grove on it,
which is
goes down to 2 health.
Zombie Chow?
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather just force a silence and keep my Chow healthy. I don't know.
Don't you want the Chow silence not to heal your opponent? Well, it makes sense. There's no Keeper for now.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's debatable. I feel like you have to cycle this even though you don't want to. Like, you have to cycle and trade into that 4... This is horrible. You don't... Okay, never mind the trade. Yeah. This is absolutely terrible. But you have to cycle somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe look for swipe.
Cycle makes sense and trade. Let's see first what you draw.
Maybe you don't trade, but you do cycle, I think. Although you do have Boom, so maybe just killing the Northshire with the Wrath is fine, because you're curving with Dr. Boom.
So kill the Northshire and you might still want to trade.
Losing the Shade sucks here. That's the only problem I have. I mean, you could also just Hero Power, you know, Wrath the Zombie Chow, trade your Shade and your Hero Power into the 4/5.
What's the purpose of the Shade?
Living through anything but Dark Bomb.
And to kill a big minion. You might even Savageor here. Savageor, kill the 4/5 with the Shade, Hero Power, and kill the Cleric.
With the Wrath? I mean,
no, just Savageor and with the Hero Power and Hero Attack.
Sure. Okay, I see that. The BGH is an honest tempo play, and he's going to try to deny card draw from his opponent to remove the incentive to go for anything fancy. The thing is, if there's a Coin Light Bomb in a spot like this, Dog just does what he wants.
Coin Light Bomb? You don't want to Coin Light Bomb this.
You don't want to, but I'm saying Cipher knows his board is pretty much forfeit. Dog has a good tip that Cipher's holding on to either combo pieces or very expensive cards.
Like, there's no need to Light Bomb, and if you do Light Bomb, you just kill your own minions because you have spell damage.
Yeah, they die. Just rip.
Twilight Garden is okay.
Wow, that's tempo for the Priest. Yeah, Light Bomb against Dr. Boom is too valuable. Like, you don't throw that card out ever unless you have like an extra one. And you're trying to bait more overextension.
Absolutely. Well, the best thing would be to kill Dr. Boom without the Light Bomb.
Yeah, find a Death.
Or even trade minions into it, if possible. Because right now the Light Bomb, it would clear the board.
Whoa.
Oh, the combo part. But there is that spell damage we have to remember.
True. True. So Cipher, if he plays Dr. Boom, which he doesn't have the choice, I mean, I don't think he has a choice. Does he use the Shade now before Light Bomb hits? Or does he just let it die to Light Bomb?
Well, you do know the Light Bomb is coming at some points. And if there is, what, like, Holy Nova? Okay, so the big question is, do you feel you're so behind that you just need to use the Shade? You have to assume there's no Light Bomb. If you feel you're so behind there's no Light Bomb,
then it's an all-in you're banking on that you can get the combo out, you know, 2 turns from now and win. Because right now, all you can do is attack the 4/7 and damage it, which doesn't accomplish much since it lives.
Exactly. So you have to hope there is no Light Bomb and assume that you might win with the combo, but there is a Light Bomb. Do you cast it? Like, you probably do cast it because of the Shade.
Okay, maybe you just Cabal Shadow Priest to Boombot.
You do have big taunts.
You could also
it seems like he wants
I mean,
to test it.
I like Light Bomb just because there's nothing else he plays ever that you'll Light Bomb. And this is you staying on the board when he doesn't, unless those boom bots have their say. Okay, that's keep the Grover Ball. Oh, wow.
Off the top.
Well, Cabal Shadow Priest. Who cares?
Yeah, that's good for Dog.
Yeah.
And he's still at 24. So combo, a lot of people are afraid of the combo, but in this scenario, as a Druid, you would love to have anything else in the combo.
And if all you've got is 14 damage, you've got nothing.
You can use it to clear minions.
All right, mind has been changed, and Cipher is going to be looking for another Savage Roar with Thorson being hit.
Ancient of Lore, basically. He just
needs
to come back into the game.
ASAP. Ancient of Lore is surprisingly annoying here because Dog has to use the Valiant's Chosen #2 to remove it, which means he damages some of his own stuff.
Oh, Dog goes on the aggressive side of the things. He recognizes the situation. Oh, there is another Well, wait, he can't get it, right? Like, if he gets Savage Roar next turn, he has 22.
He's going to be 1 off.
Yeah.
I mean 2 off, sorry,
2 off.
with the heal. Unless Dog gets so greedy that he doesn't heal and just plays like...
No way.
Yeah,
with 3 cards and Druid not doing anything?
I mean, it doesn't have taunt. The Dragon doesn't have taunt right now.
But as a Cipher, you just have to go for this play.
Yeah, it's the all-in, and you hope that Dog never heals.
But Innervate might be fine. Even if you get that Ancient of Lore, you will be able to play something. Maybe Ancient of Lore into Druid of the Claw for Innervate.
Ancient of Lore into Innervate into Thorson?
No,
would give you like
you will not have enough mana.
Well, if you get another Innervate in Thorson.
Oh,
has he already played one Innervate?
That's
yeah.
disgusting, actually. There is a Druid of the Claw.
That's a card that attacks. I mean, the thing is, you can charge for 5, put the Priest on 19, which means if you top deck the other Roar, you win.
You know, I think they should add a 3rd mode for Druid of the Claw.
Actually, is there a chance that... No, he's going to be... How much is there on the board? I'm looking at 13, right?
Oh, you want still the OTK double Savage Roar?
I'm looking at it that way.
8,
if you
13.
pick up Druid of the Claw and you go face, and the Priest doesn't have 1 more damage...
You can do it, because it's a Priest. Like, most of the time, Priest doesn't have... It's a Dragon Priest, so there can be a Blackwing, there can be Holy Nova, but he might have to gamble it, so go 5 to face, and hope he just picks up the 2nd Savage Roar. He's dead. But,
yeah, but in this case, we know he's dead.
Yeah, but that's the play. And I was thinking about the 3rd form for the Druid of the Claw, because in World of Warcraft, there's also the aquatic form.
Oh my god,
so
yes,
I
remember that.
If Druid form changes also into a 2/2 stealth seal.
Oh my god, the seal. You can say it seals the game when it...
Yes.
I knew you were going to...
I need that.
You need something to seal the game, don't you? Goodness gracious. Dog picks up the win with Dragon Priest over the Druid. So Cipher is going to have to fight a little bit longer of a battle than he might want to.
And it's a tie. That was a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I liked it.
But it only shows that Priest is really good versus Druid.
More so now than ever. I think Entomb also helps a lot. It's like, you know those clunky turns where you're looking down, like a Druid of the Claw, on 5, you have the coin, and you're looking at this, thinking, I have literally nothing to do here. And you're thinking, oh, if I was turn 8, I could Shrinkmeister, Shadow Word Pain, but it's a lot of gimmicks. And I'd rather not rely on Alchemy Circle to win me games. So Entomb kind of solves all that problem.
Yeah. The Dragon Priest seems to be good, and also the standard Control Priest right now with Entomb.
Stellar, yeah, Stellar.
All right.
The handlock is there. Dog has the 2 big demons and a Void Caller against Druid. And knowing handlock, there's a possibility that this snowballs out of control too fast for Cipher.
Yeah, but overall, Cipher has a good matchup, I believe. Druid was always good versus handlock. It might be a bit weaker versus Demon Lock, but still, if you get the Wild Growth, if you ramp enough, if you deal enough damage, then it's really troublesome for Warlock to play around the combo at some point. Like, not even mentioning the combo. If you have a couple of minions on board and you pick up Savage Roar that's dealing 8 damage for 3 mana, you win right there.
I mean, one of the things that's interesting too is that Cipher with Keeper of the Grove is, you know, ready to answer Drakes. So even though Dog might be playing Twilight Drake on curve, let's say it happened, Cipher likes his hand. If something smaller comes out, it's not that big of an issue either.
There's actually a funny thing, because when you play Druid versus Warlock, you always keep the Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah.
Whatever Warlock it is, it
doesn't matter.
Good.
There's something to kill. Whether it's Nerubian Egg you're silencing, you know, mid-game defensive Argus minion, doesn't matter. There's always a target.
Man, that Torison.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't get the White Grove, he will have an opportunity to play Torison, not necessarily on 5. He might actually keep it to 6.
Would you cycle one of the Wraths? I think I might consider it.
Okay, so what is your plan overall?
If you cycle one, yes, you spawn an imp, but then another imp spawns from the imp attacking into the other, which puts them all. It'll put the imp gang boss at 2 health, and it'll put the imps at 1.
I think
which means Keeper of the Grove can kill the other imp, and then Swipe would deal with most of them.
Yeah, but I would expect a Twilight Drake on 4. So, and I would like to have a 1/1 on board
for that Twilight Drake.
Yeah, yeah.
If you Wrath, then you're leaving. Like you're letting the imp gang boss spawn 2 imps, which means you're not gonna have a 1/1 for that Drake anyway.
Yeah, but still it's fine. I mean, you're dealing with the gang boss as it is.
Like defensive Argus makes you want to trade, but if that's what comes out of an Argus and it's not like a massive demon getting taunted up, maybe that's for the best.
At the moment, it's still like fight for the board. So whoever has the board will have an advantage. So Cipher wants to pressure Doc as fast as possible. That's a good silence target. But on the other hand, you also can think about Druid of the Claw.
I think coining out Emperor Thorson is worth quite a bit. Like it does, like Keeper of the Grove on the Void Caller prevents disasters.
Yeah.
And it guarantees that you get to that turn for lore. Otherwise, you might just not.
I think it's really solid. Versus Demon Lock, this is a really good target.
I love it, yeah.
And also, as you mentioned, like you have the coin for Thorson, so you'll have better plays in the near future.
You know what I like here? A Doomguard. Just like straight up Doomguard.
Just like Doomguard, just slam Doomguard.
Yeah, on 5.
Discard Mal'Ganis and Dr. Boom.
Sure, how often does it backfire? It's a 5/5 against Druid on 4/5 health.
Very often.
Yeah, he just swipes hero powers and kills it. Then your life is over.
I'm absolutely fine with Peddler and Zombie Chow.
What a good spot.
You can easily deal with Druid of the Claw.
Oh man.
That doesn't change much yet. Or does it? No, I think it's still got Thorson.
Yeah, I mean, you're trading away the opponent's trading away a good chunk of his board into Thorson, and you have one of your combo pieces, a swipe for 3, which means Drake can abuse it in the future. Ancient of Lore curving on 6 is absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how to describe how powerful that is.
That is amazingly powerful. And Thorson obviously tanks damage as well, so he takes the minions from board.
Well, looks like you play one, I play one.
Oh man, this might mean that Cipher will actually remove the Thorson instead of playing Ancient of Lore. You cannot have 2 ticks of Thorson with that hand.
Well,
what does it change?
If you cycle Wrath first and you pick up an Innervate, you can then play Innervate, Lore, Swipe.
Oh,
it'll leave the 2/2 up, but you know.
You probably go for it anyway.
Why not?
Because if you don't, you still just swipe Thorson.
Yeah, like your turn still consists of swiping Thorson, and you might as well just do it like this, where you draw an extra card. Well, hello there.
That's a good turn 7 card.
Is it?
You just
it's pretty sweet, yeah.
Swipe and hero power.
Roasting meat.
Oh wait, he has mana for Druid of the Claw. No. Okay, that's fine.
He doesn't anymore.
I think he was thinking about Druid of the Claw, but it doesn't matter. Like it
dies to PO. Does that matter much? I mean, you don't know what the Peddler got yet.
The thing about Druid of the Claw is good that it's with Force and Savage Roar, which you will be able to cast on turn 10. It's a lot of damage.
That's true.
So you probably want to keep it as a win condition for now.
With Innervate, yeah.
Yeah.
You go Force of Nature, Druid of the Claw, Innervate.
Yeah.
And then play Savage Roar. It's going to put down 20 damage instead.
Exactly. So if you're not forced to play Druid of the Claw because the situation requires a taunt or whatever, you'll just keep it to try to surprise win.
Yeah, well, that's looking a bit dangerous. You have to hope your Dr. Boom does work.
Oh, that's not a Savage Roar.
Do you counter Boom, or do you just get BGH'd way too frequently? I mean, you have to Boom, right?
What about...
I mean, I don't...
What about Ancient of Lore to get a second Innervate?
And win?
And win.
That is absolutely disgusting. I don't know.
Maybe Warlock. Maybe Dog will be like, I'm at 29. I can tap. I think.
That's actually, there's a possibility that Dog gets greedy with the taps. But the thing is, if Dog has even the slightest hint of an answer and locks down your board, you're out. Now that's an interesting use of the Innervate. So what's the reasoning behind this? He's trying to make sure that Dr. Boom doesn't die almost solely to Boombot damage. Oh wow, Malgan is Finicky Cloakfield for a guaranteed save.
Yeah, that's true.
You're gonna combo me? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. He just wanted to, I think, as you said, just wanted to limit damage on board and the possibility of bombs hitting bad targets.
Yeah. I think it's just like guaranteed that Dr. Boom doesn't die to stuff other than, well,
I would like keeping that Innervate because his next turn looks a bit clunky.
Honestly, if that Boombot goes face for 4, okay, it didn't, but it could have been a disaster, or felt like
with Zombie
one.
Chow. Healing.
Yeah, I mean, if the Boombot for
like
Cipher went for 4, then
right,
Dog was like, oh, I have to play Healbot. I don't want to. Dog's doing pretty okay.
So double Drake?
Drake Imp Gang Boss is good as well because you get the imps from Mal'Ganis set up. There's also a lot of merit in that. But again, the earlier you get the Drakes out, the faster you get them to stick. And we've already seen one keeper.
Game is far from over though. We are still waiting for the Savage Roars.
So, Druid of the Claw, Shredder, or Ancient of Lore. I kind of like the double minion play, but it's kind of... you don't win with it, is the issue.
Yeah, Lore is better. But think about the Innervate now. If there will be an Innervate, even though there will be a 2-1, you could just slam Shredder or Keeper one of those dudes.
Okay, he's trying to mitigate damage, I guess. I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised that he didn't kill the Boombot first. What was he looking for on 2 mana that he would play here? Obviously not a Shade. Aspirant on a board like this? I don't know about that.
He's playing really defensively. Do you think Cipher is affected by the fact that he brought the Leroy deck himself? So he really wants to keep himself on a big health total.
So he just kind of falls into the trap. The thing is, Cipher always plays defensively. Like, that's the one thing I've noticed about him as a player. He plays mid-range decks like a control deck.
Yeah.
Very often.
He does right now.
Exactly. He's got this tendency to make those plays, which in some cases is a completely amazing way to play the deck. But in others, you have to take the all-ins. And it's hard sometimes to spot when you're in a position where you have to shove and hope it works.
That's true. It was also a really long day for him. That's his first match.
Yeah, to say the least. Absolutely.
All right.
Good turn for Cipher. Okay turn for Cipher.
Double Force of Nature can be really clunky, but on the other hand, Dog doesn't have that many cards at the moment. He'll have to start tapping.
I mean, I was going to say, just look at Dog's Mal'Ganis here. It's absolutely insane with the Finicky Cloakfield.
Unless you just tap for free.
Would you? At BGH possible? I don't want to lose this to BGH.
Yeah, you just
and you win next turn on the back of like the Doom Guard coming out.
That's right, that's right. Absolutely right. It's the perfect opportunity.
And this is so ridiculous to even think about.
More demons.
Yeah, just to spawn the most imps possible. And Cypher's like, oh, really? This happened?
Imagine the stealth Mal'Ganis like hiding behind the imps, like, I'm not here.
I'm just a turtle, don't mind me. Oh, man. Well, Cypher's looking at this and thinking, something's going wrong. I don't know what, but...
Where is Poison Seeds when you need them?
Yeah. Wasn't that card supposed to be the best card in the set when it was announced? You remember like the hype around it?
Everybody was super happy.
Yeah,
wow,
it was like, oh man,
Dread has an answer to everything.
Yeah, you can't like drop 8/8s anymore. Wait, you still died at 2/2s.
So he is trying to find.
Actually, I think does he live with Drill the Claw? Because he can kill the M-Gang boss.
So there's 8. No, there's a Doomguard. Doomguard is 7 damage, so it's basically 50,
right,
24.
From Cypher's perspective, is there a chance he lives, right?
Oh,
so 9 plus
17.
He's guaranteed to take. He's guaranteed to take 16. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead on board.
Yeah.
He knows he's dead on board.
So Dog is getting a
little chuckle from Dog there at the end.
Can we call them Demon Dogs?
Demon Dogs. I like that. I like Demon Dogs. It's pretty cool. Fellhounds, basically.
Are dogs demons?
Are dogs demons? We don't have a Fellhound in the game yet. All we have is Tiny Knight of Evil, which is riding a Fellhound, but we don't have an actual Fellhound, which, for those of you who don't know what it is, like a World of Warcraft little demon.
Demon dog.
Yeah, it's a demon dog, basically. It sucks the mana out of people. I think one day we'll get like a mana drain.
Like a pet.
Type of mechanic. Yeah, like both players have one less mana crystal while it's on the board or something.
I would like Dog to design the Fellhound card.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. But he has to be dressed like Jiraxis, or I'm not playing that card.
They're usually naked.
Demons are naked?
Well, Fellhounds.
Okay. Good to know. Innervate Shredder or Wild Growth Shredder follow up, because you get 4 more damage now. And you also get to contest stuff like Scientist or Cone Acolytes that people are setting up.
Wild Growth is good. And this is, again, a good matchup for Cipher, I believe.
It's supposed to be, yeah. It is supposed to be a good matchup.
The previous one was a bit more a 50-50 with a slight edge Druid, I feel. But this is a really good matchup for Druid. And can you explain why, Noxious?
Why it's a good matchup for Druid? Because it really hits hard with Force of Nature Savage Roar.
It also gains armor, so it's hard to like OTK with 50 damage.
I mean, you usually can pull it off because the Druid is scrambling all the time just to get stuff on the board. Funny enough, I feel like the Aspirant didn't make the matchup better, but perhaps maybe a little worse. Do you cycle that Wrath, or do you keep it to deal with Acolyte?
So if you cycle a Wrath, what happens? If you shapeshift, does it change anything?
Yeah, I mean, cycling, you could play Wrath and play 2 1/1s with, Living Roots.
I like keeping Wrath in case of a Doomsayer.
So you just go like double Shredder and Living Roots, and then you kill the Scientist with it?
Yeah, that's fine. If there's just a Doomsayer, you will have tools to deal with it easily, and you're kind of rushing.
I mean, having 2 Shredders really gives you a lot of breathing room against Doomsayers, as you said.
Yeah.
Because with the Wrath, instead of cycling it, you can actually use it with the Shredder damage. Makes sense. Oh, Secret Overlay looking pretty swaggy. Wow! A dog! Sorry, man. Do you see him? he felt so... He looked so sad.
There is a combo as well.
Well, now you want to cycle and hero power that down. Keep everything healthy.
As a druid, you kind of want to keep the armor up. You always having some armor, but right now Cipher will have time. He's in a good position. He can use Shapeshift and just deal damage to face.
How much do you pop secrets here? Like, it's interesting because some people, like some players opt to pop them afterwards in some scenarios, and some others prefer to just get them out as fast as possible. Ultimately,
I think there was no choice actually. Like this Mad Scientist would attack somewhere, and it would attack into Shredder, for example. And then with a ping, you just deal with the Shredder. And
yeah, the thing is, do you like if you pop an Ice Barrier, which he triggered now, you might have been able to get the second one out, depending on how the match panned out, instead of Ice Block. Like, there was a chance Ice Block never came up, basically.
Yeah. What do you think about Dog's hand, though? He has Torison, he has some burst, and he got card draw. So it seems like he's all right.
Dog is fine as long as he picks up a single Blizzard. I mean, a Flame Strike or a Blizzard after this. Because I feel like he doesn't have remotely enough burst to stay alive at all.
What about just Doomsayer?
Yeah, you need something to clear the board at least once. Like, Blizzard alone doesn't do it. You need Flame Strike or the second Blizzard, or a Doomsayer to clear. I mean, Alex draws up.
He still has Ice Barrier, so it seems like he has time.
He's got a few turns to go.
But then combo with some minis on board can be super dangerous.
Well, that's Nova Doomsayer turn for Dog if he wants to take it up. But again, you've seen 2 Wraths. A swipe with hits for 5 means it's not enough to kill your Doomsayer alone. But Keeper of the Grove.
There's Force. You can force hero power.
You might just Emperor Thorson.
I mean, like from... Oh, here.
Yeah, you mean for Cipher, yeah. If Cipher wants to push next turn, he definitely can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dog, if Torison, you like Torison? I think I like Torison. This might be.
I like Torison. I mean, Cipher might be able to pop you if he has exactly actually what Cipher has, which is Root of the Claw, Savage Roar.
That's stand 18 plus 6, 24. Yeah.
That's a really really specific move, but Cipher will pull it off if he has it, and then that means you have to try to stall.
The thing with Torison is if Cipher doesn't have Savage Roar and Root of the Claw, you not only get a great hand as Dog and you position yourself really well, you also still keep the ice block, and Thorsten has to be killed.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I think Thorsten is kind of the play you have to make, because you can't play around some kind of fancy combo that's accelerated by any mana whatsoever.
How risky are you? And the time flies, so he'll not be able to do much. Just playing one card is an option.
That's the turn that determines how the game goes, basically. And Dog goes for the Blizzard, which means he's just going to stall a little bit longer.
Such a great read, actually.
Yeah. Well played by Dog here. He thinks, I've got 2 Novas. I can stall for 3 more turns. I don't have to rush for this just yet. I might pick up more burn with the Emperor, lower the cost of stuff that matters.
Well, the thing is, like, with more mana, Cipher will have a possibility to play the full combo.
Yeah, is the Claws charging here? Or Flame Strike says taunt it up? I like charge too much not to do it. Hi. Hi, Dog. I'm sending you a message. I have combo. How are you? This was the biggest telegraph I've ever seen.
Well, you probably would do it anyway. Oh, there is a Flame Strike.
Ping Nova gives you so much value because you can even draw from the Loot Hoarder if you want to. Oh, man. Cipher.
And now you want to deal with the Doomsayer, but on the other hand, you don't want to lose the combo. You can't pop the ice block.
You know, even if you kill Doomsayer, you assume your board is gonna die anyway.
Yeah, because of possible Flame Strike or even Blizzard again.
What about Living Root's face now? Hero Power face now. Put him on 15. So that he's exactly 1 above nature, and hope you get or you get to deal 2 more damage soon enough that you can put him near lethal. I mean, Force Major Savage or the face is.
No, I think he's killing Doomsayer because he wants to have the board.
Sure. That's
like going for face to put him
is irrelevant. Yeah.
And it also forces a Flame Strike if there is one. Like if there is no Flame Strike or Blizzard, you're in a great spot. But if there is one. Well, it forced the turn, so
I think you don't really win very often, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like all that damage was going to eventually be needed for face.
For now, I think it's fine. You just want to push Dog into defensive position, stack up armor, and pressure him all the time. You still run second Force and second.
You have the draw. You're right. You have Wild Growth again to make you draw. You're right. You're correct. That's correct.
Ancient of Lore as well.
It possibly would work. Yeah. There's a chance he just stops drawing the ability to lock you down. Nova Ice Barrier, Loot Hoarder is pretty tempting.
Cipher is under so much pressure. Like you can see it on him. Like a lot of players seem to not be affected, like Colento.
Yeah.
But people are super nervous.
Oskaka is one of those guys that just like poker faces all the way through.
He is nervous anyway, but yeah, he doesn't show it.
Oof, okay.
That's damage. That's 5 damage, actually.
When you've got an Azure Drake, because the thing is, the Drake, the Living Roots earlier put the opponent exactly at 14 health with the spell damage. Oh, well, hello there.
Is Thorsten good in this spot?
The question is, could you ever kill this mage with raw spells? Probably not. I mean, I don't like Thorsten too much. I keep him for a refill. When this board's gone, then I play Thorsten on the back of it. Because playing it now is basically committing more to a Flame Strike, which you haven't really scouted for yet.
Well, you can still attack with a Shapeshift into the Loot Hoarder.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah, there will be ping. Yeah, that's
exactly.
True.
So if you're playing Emperor, you're committing it to die to any AoE that the mage is holding.
It seems like he hopes there is no Flame Strike, and that's it.
Yeah, he's just living on a prayer.
I was looking at Azure Dragon as spell damage because this means Living Roots actually deals 3 damage and Swipe deals 5.
Yeah, we're talking about a lot of damage just from those spells. And now Dog gets the perfect Flame Strike, clears the board. Cipher committed. He's holding his head in his hands, just showing despair. Look at them.
He is really stressed.
Oh man.
Lothab. If last turn that would be Lothab, that would be a different story.
If only. But I mean, this does mean the Shade gets to probably live this turn, and you can flood the board with 1/1s and try to set up some kind of lethal.
But still, there's an Ice Barrier, so this means Dog is effectively at 20.
And with the anti-heal bot,
19, and the heal bot. And Cipher has no cards. He needs Ancient of Lore.
Yeah, the Dog is like, I can just play Emperor here, right?
How many Druids have said in their lives, if I just get Ancient of Lore right now?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what happens very often as well when you're playing Healbot. If only I had Healbot. It's kind of the same thing. Ancient of Lore is such a, it's a pillar card of Druid, but we've seen so many aggro Druids go without it. But you realize just how fast they have to be to make up for it.
Yeah.
That card is so sick.
Meanwhile, in Dogland,
we're playing Emperor Thorson, removing minions off the board, forcing the mage, the Druid to trade again.
Are you afraid of Salvatore here?
No, because you have Archmage Ice Block, and then the Druid has to start. I guess you'd be afraid if you didn't have Healbot. You'd be absolutely scared.
So you play Thorson, you ping one of the dudes, and there is, what, 8, 9 power on board, 10, plus 8, 18, so your block can actually be popped here.
Yeah, it can be popped. The block can be popped, but because you've got Thorson, you're reducing the cost of everything in your hand.
Ancient of Lore.
Oh, wow. That is a game changer.
That is a good card.
Yeah, no, it is a great...
So you do draw cards.
That is insane for Cipher. Wow, that's a lot of damage over a few turns. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So now we are racing.
Absolutely,
good swipe, kill the Thorson, go 8 to face.
You have to race two. You have to race 2 ice blocks. Hopefully, just one. If you're Cipher, you're hoping there's only the one.
I like the attack with the Shade. There is no point in keeping Shade hidden. You just want that damage in.
Well, that looks like GG. Dog just takes it. It's kind of depressing to put it that way, but Alex Straza does in fact
that actually is
seal
true.
The game.
That's basically 14 damage right now.
He could get fireballs first if he wants. It's no issue really. Nobody's going to stop him from doing it.
Yeah, the thing is he can actually, he'll have 2 turns to deal damage.
Yeah, if there was no armor on Cipher, you could just get the win. And again, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The armor is really the biggest selling point. Drake, you probably play that after you swipe Hero Power, right? You can't even do that.
Well, you can swipe the face and then kill
Archmage. Yeah, I guess so, but then you're not popping block.
You're not. But you position yourself pretty well, I guess.
The thing is, if you pop block, the mage has to be scrambling for healing, which only exists in the form of Alex or Healbot.
Can you pop the block perfectly?
Yeah, you attack face for 5, you swipe Hero Power, it's popped exactly, then you BGH because, if you want to, but it's really risky. Or you keep it for Alex, which is
And you've seen,
fine.
Have you seen Frostbolts already? Yeah, you've seen Frostbolt into minion.
Yeah.
So you can actually, possibly, in your mind, you can win with Shapeshift next turn.
Actually, that enables... The thing is, popping the block this turn is so tempting. The thing is now, it's not possible.
Yeah, because he played Azure Drake.
Yeah, Azure Drake actually prevents him from popping the block in any good fashion.
He has to kill Antonidas.
Yeah, you have to commit to killing that, the Archmage. Alright, so Dog will get a few turns to do what he wants at this stage. Raven Idol, Kazan Mystic.
Oh man, Alex...
Raven Idol, Kazan Mystic?
Is it possible even?
Not here,
just a Kazan Mystic. Alright, so that's it. Alex Straza deals a lot of damage, and then Doc has a second Ice Block and Fireballs.
Hey, it's not over, man. It's not over. There could be another lore for heal.
We've seen one Lothar.
With that,
if he heals with lore, is it enough?
He goes exactly... he takes what, this turn? 10, let's say?
12 damage from double Fireball.
He's gonna be dying anyway.
So it's 3-6.
Yeah, 22. He's still dead.
No, wait, with lore?
Yeah, because he goes up to 11 exactly, so he's saved by 1 health. He has to pick up lore.
He goes to 12.
That has to be exactly lore.
Lore is 12 damage, but it's not enough. Anyway.
Well,
and Dog is actually going to take the series.
There was a chance for Cipher to pick up the lore. It was the 1 card. Maybe 1. What an excruciating game if you're in Cipher's shoes. It hurts.
It hurts because right now you are at 1-2. You're tied with Dog.
And he's got the edge on you.
He
does have the 3-1, and you lost to him in the head-to-head.
That's true. That's true. So now in front of us there is the last match of the day, Xiaobu versus Colento, which actually matters
a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, Colento is safe in first or second place guaranteed from what we've talked about.
And that's actually funny because I was talking to Colento and like, Colento, are you ready for your last match today? And he's like, whatever, doesn't matter, but this is the man of the hour. Or the man of the last hour.
I guess the last hour you could say, yeah. Dog is feeling probably a little bit more confident now that he won.
And he's not
He has to check the head-to-head, though. It matters a lot because there could be a three-way tie. Cipher won over Xiaobu, and Dog ended up winning over Cipher. And now the last match is what decides it all.
Cipher actually walked out, and then people started cheering, so he returned
He returned back in, yeah. He withdrew back to the shell of the players' room. So we'll be taking a short break, guys. We'll be back for the last match of the day. Colento is going to be playing up against Cipher. Goodness gracious. All right, Cypher's doing the victory walk. Well, not quite the victory walk, but is it the walk of shame?
It was a walk of shame. He played really well.
Shame, shame, shame.
Ding, ding, ding.
He played well. It's not his fault.
Yeah, he played really well.
Druid just doesn't always win against free mage. That being said, for real this time, we'll be taking a short break. We'll be back with the last match of the day, and then we'll know what happens with Group A. Stay tuned for the last match. Yeah.